What has 2 legs and bleeds?
I don't know.
Half a cat.
My mate was saying to me the other day that his fucking dishwasher's broke. I said, "Don't worry, my fucking wife's in debt too." Hit it!
Good evening, scumbags.
Welcome back to another episode of In the Doghouse, the podcast that takes your sister out to dinner and doesn't call her back.
Wow.
I don't know. Mate, I don't know. I really had nothing for that one.
No.
I'm severely underprepared for that bit.
Ring the fucking bell.
Ring the bell! Housekeeping!
Right, buy merch. Get out of my fucking house,
Buy
please.
merch. There's so much.
There's lots of merch. So we've got new Patreon t-shirts, which you can only buy if you're a patron.
Yes.
Of course, you've got the password to get
A
to
man
the
from
website.
the DVSA mapped out my ad blue for cash, and the one I'm sporting this evening is "My life is just a series of undocumented HSE violations."
And that is so fucking true.
Yes, they're good. We've got the test prints here. They look good. They'll be one new ones should be with you probably very close to by the time this episode comes out ish.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. I don't know.
They should be landed with me about now.
We're getting it done. We're getting it done. Don't worry, guys. Yeah, right. Awesome. Merch is great. Patreons are better.
I haven't finished the merch shit yet. Huh?
Oh my god, there's more.
Yeah, buy it now.
Okay.
That's it.
You're such a dick. Patrons. You got some more? You sound like you were humming.
No.
You done?
Patrons,
Can I
you're
talk?
fucking incredible.
Okay. Now I can talk.
Yeah.
Is it not patrons instead of Patreons?
Patrons.
I don't know why.
Patrons.
Patrons. Well, cool. Okay, maybe for you, Scotty, we'll say patrons. All right, patrons, you are fucking incredible. Thank you so much. Literally, I have a new laptop thanks to you, making my audio editing ever so easy because mine is.
Your last one took a big shit.
It's done. Did a die, and we had to find one very quickly. And thanks to you guys, I managed to be able to afford a new one because of this show and the love that you show for us. Also, there is a date. Is there a date?
I'm pretty sure there's a date. It's semi-confirmed.
It's confirmed with us. It's not confirmed with the venue yet, but we'll just it's being floated on the Discord, so if you're on there,
everyone seems happy.
I'm not going to put it out to everyone on the podcast. You know, you have to join the Discord to find out what it is, but it's not confirmed. But yeah, we have a date for the big piss up. All right, so hold tight.
So if you obviously want to come on the next bar crawl, you need to be a Patreon.
Yes,
because
you do.
that password protected bit of the site
is where you will find the fucking tickets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously, they are of nominal value. They're just making sure you fucking turn up.
Yeah.
Because you are scumbags. But it's just booking your place. We didn't want to do it like this, but because
it's gotten too big.
So there was 150 odd people turned up last time.
Minimum, I'd say. Considering what was spent at the bar, did the maths, we were like, it's minimum 150.
You cannot crawl that anymore. You can take that just to any venue. Wow.
Yeah. So
It'll be
there
fine.
you go. Awesome. And finally, massive fucking shout out to the sponsor of this episode. Who, Marlon, has sponsored this episode? New sponsor alert! New sponsor alert! New sponsor
Ding
alert!
ding! Juicy fucking Agri!
Boy Mark from Juicy Agri is sponsoring this episode like the fucking champion he is. He has asked us to say some things.
Right. Don't buy merch. Do not buy Juicy Agri merch.
Do not buy his merchandise. He's overwhelmed by orders. He's even employed members of his family to take over the merch
slavery was
to
dead.
help with things. He has told us, please don't buy merch.
Just go and look at the videos.
Go and look at the videos, share some stuff, have a look at him, check him out on Instagram at Juicy Agri, on TikTok, I believe it's the same, Juicy Agri. Yes, it is. Yeah. Just get on there, share some shit.
Go and have a look at the YouTube channel.
Like some stuff, bang him a follow, check him out on YouTube at Juicy Agri. And it's easy because you can just search it on YouTube. You haven't got to be so fucking specific when you decipher it into Instagram. Yes. But if you do insist on buying merch and really angering our friend Mark, then you can.
To be fair,
it's funny
I
to
just do
see
it to
him.
piss him off.
It's funny to see him angry. Yeah, he's hoodies, polos, t-shirts, stickers. The stickers are fucking fire. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's a weird thing to get for like bit like about, but man, they just fucking rock, and they look good on everything in every color. So yeah, massive shout out to Mark at Juicy Agri for sponsoring this episode. We love you, Juicy Agri. He's been on the show before. You guys know him. Bland's a hero in the Frog House. Fuck you, Mark. That's
a rip-off. There is a claim incoming for copyright.
Yeah. We'll file that later after we've got our sponsorship fee.
No, got it. Fuck him.
Right. Sweet. Cool. Right. Done. Should we get in the episode?
Yeah.
Right. Marlon. Who the fuck have we dragged? Have we clawed from the very border of Scotland?
He's on the right side of the wall.
He is on the right side of the wall.
We have Scotty fucking FAIRNO on.
Hey, our man. How are you, Scotty?
I am doing brilliant.
Good.
To be honest, it is a miracle that I even made it here.
Yes, it is.
I may have forgotten my passport when I got to the airport.
Literally, he texted me. He was like, "Just got to the airport now," and I was looking at the time. I was like, This is 8:20. Your flight leaves at 8:50. What? Why are we?
That's some big bollocks on your man now.
Shag, I fucking forgot my passport. Fuck's sake.
That's it. Pretty much sums up my whole life.
What? Tell it, mate. Talk us through what happened.
Basically, I drove to my friend's house. My friend picked me up. We drove to the airport, and just as we were pulling into the car park, I patted my pockets, and I was like, I forgot my passport. Turn around right now. And my friend may have drove double the speed limit all the way back to his house. Allegedly, maybe possibly. Picked my passport up, sped back, and by a miracle, the flight had been delayed. So I actually managed to get here.
That's the one time EasyJet have done you a solid by getting it delayed.
Yeah, now that's the only time you would ever be glad that your flight has been delayed.
Yeah, right. You did say you're like, even if I'd have missed it, I'd have just hopped in the fucking oil burner and run down
Oh,
here.
yeah, I was prepared to drive down here.
You literally, when I said, like, do you want to go on the show? You're like, yeah, I'll drive. I was like, no, idiot. We'll fly you. Don't worry.
You are in the middle of buttfuck nowhere.
I know everyone's going to be like, oh, well, you're flying internally, so you only need identification. Scotty, like the Balkan bandit that he is, do you
No
have
ID.
No. The only form of
happened to your driving license?
I don't have a driver's license.
I've never passed my test.
I've never. What test?
Just the
Wait,
test.
do you need a driver's license?
Mate, I've seen the stuff you tried. You fucking need a license. You need permits from the Environment Agency.
Someone left a lovely comment on one of my videos, and it said, "You don't need a driver's license when you're drunk."
Right, okay.
So true. That's so true. The least of your worries is driving without a license. For fuck's sake. We shouldn't make a t-shirt out of that.
No, we're not making a fucking t-shirt out of that.
I'm copywriting that.
Yeah, we'll talk shares later or dividends or whatever.
Right, Reg, how's your fucking week been, mate?
We haven't done the guest question, Shag. Should we do that first?
No, I wanted to get everyone to know Scotty first a little bit.
All right.
Because I know some people don't follow him, some people do.
All right, that's cool. My week, how's my week been? Well, I've had this spot on my ass, right? And I've had it for about 10 days. And it started off like that. And it was one of those sort of under the skin spots that never actually came to a head.
But it hurt a little bit.
Mate, it hurt. Fucking hell. This thing ended up the size of a 50p piece. I could feel it. Like, it was right near my anus. And I was poking it and sort of prodding it and feeling it.
What have you been sat in?
I don't know. It was getting big. And I also got impatient. So I got a needle I use for jabbing cattle, right? And he was a 16 gauge. He wasn't a big one, but he was like enough that he was an inch.
Surprised you didn't get the fucking Leatherman out.
Well, he was an inch 16 gauge. And I got me legs up like this. Now we're actually videoing this, so you can probably see. So I got me leg up on the fucking on the coffee table, and I got my phone and put the selfie camera on, and I am absolutely staring out my chocolate starfish, being like, "Man, this is something. I just hope I don't go live."
Imagine if you recorded it by the same, sent a Snapchat out.
Shag. The worst part is that I'd I'd taken some photos beforehand to identify the affected area. And I'd taken them, and then, of course, I deleted them out of the gallery, so I'd be swiping through it out and I'm trying to show the wife some memes.
Backed up to the cloud.
Shag did fucking backed up to the OneDrive, didn't they? I was like, fuck. I don't know how.
Oh, OneDrive.
I don't know. No, God, no, my OneDrive, not yours. So, like, the thing is, I'm thinking I'm getting a new phone in a minute. I'm going to transfer all this shit at all. Anyway, so I got this inch long 16 gauge needle, and I just plunged that shit straight into my. Yeah, honestly, it was probably about 2 inches away from my.
Was this a already used needle?
No. Well, it was brand new.
I found it on the floor.
No,
only been in one cow.
It was brand new, but then I dropped it on the floor, and then I had to get a lighter to sterilize it. But it was sterilized, and it was fucking sharp. And I plunged that right next to my bunghole, and I fucking yelped because I know, I've jabbed a lot of things in my life. So you just go. So like, I've jabbed a lot of cows, so I just knew the score. You just sort of tap it quite a long time with your finger, and then you just go whack like that in. Oh my God, I nearly hit my, hip bone. I don't know, what bone is that? That's like there. I don't know. But
your arse bone.
Leg.
Oh, fucking hell. Anyway, the worst part was I pulled it out, piss blood, and I was squeezing and nothing came out. Just nothing came out. I don't even know what it is. And in the end, I've sort of identified that it probably wasn't like a spot or something, or like an abscess. It's probably just like
big ass bruise.
Just a bruise or something, or maybe some I don't know, but whatever. So I just and basically put another hole next to my anus for no good fucking reason, which fucking sucked. But yeah, the whole video of it is pretty gross. I deleted it after I watched it once.
Oh, can we not put it on the Discord?
No.
Is it in your recovery bit?
No, we're not recovering it. It's not on my recycle bit, but it might be able to be recoverable. But I deleted it off of everything, and so now it's just gone now. Like it's not. It's like half the size, but I don't know what the fuck it was. Could have been like a hematoma or something, couldn't it? Like a, you know what I mean? Like a
thingamabob,
under the skin bleed type thing.
Yeah,
I don't fucking know. So yeah, that was pretty much my week. Other than that, I have got us a little present. Now, Marlon, I know that we have a lot of firearms deactivated, obviously, in this bar. We've collected them. Shout out to Skippy. Shout out to anyone else that has dropped round various types of guns and shit. So what I decided to do was I realised that we had a lot of firearms, but we didn't have any explosives. So what I bought is a claymore.
A 3D printed claymore.
Yes, I bought a claymore for the bar. So I'm
not sure if we can put that under expenses or not.
I don't know, but so it says front towards enemy. So what I'm thinking of, Marlon, to make sure that our guests are very unsettled, we just sort of
that's a good
sort of stand it here and direct questions
good
at them
shout
to really get them off guard. But what worries me most about this claymore,
it's definitely real.
No, well, it's not actually real, but is the fact that when I got the file and sent it over to my father-in-law, who has a 3D printer to print it, he said, just make sure you don't fill it up with anything. And I said, what do you mean fill it up with anything? Well,
hold on. Wait. Does that mean we can do shots out of the claymore?
Well, we can. Yes, we can absolutely drink from the claymore.
There might be some bits in it.
Well, yeah.
There might be bits in it.
But the fact is that you can fill the claymore. The fact is that somebody's designed that to be filled with something, which is more worrying, as in like.
But how would you put shrapnel in it? That's the question.
You just drop BBs in there and then fill it full of and and some diesel. So
maybe doing shots from it is more.
I mean,
slightly more family friendly.
Yeah, than blowing them up.
The claymore.
Actually, to be fair, there is a lot of plastic debris in there. Well, to be fair, we already eat enough microplastics, so it's not going to kill anyone.
Absolutely agreed. Yeah. We've got more than enough fucking what do they call it? What's the thing that's in Teflon? I don't know. There's some fucking horrible thing.
Nastiness.
Yeah. So there you go. That was that's my week. A spot on my ass and a claymore. What about yourself, Scotty? What have you been up to in this merry week?
Last weekend,
all the stuff that you couldn't tell on the podcast.
Yeah, there may be a couple things that we have
remember, everything's allegedly.
No, because there are people that listen that can't know.
Yeah.
Join the Discord. I'll tell you on there.
Yeah. So my week, last weekend, a friend of mine who's come on this podcast, Connell, he came across to visit me. I showed him the lovely county of Northumberland, best county in England.
That's someone's opinion.
And then we went out in the lovely city of Newcastle for 2 nights. Both, well, one was a rather eventful night and the other one not so much. But other than that, standard procedure. Maybe.
No, our dear friend Connell, I spoke to him obviously while you were out with him because I was like, oh, this is weird. Scotty's coming on the podcast. You're seeing Scotty in like a week's time. This is such a small world. Influencers that we are. I asked him, I was like,
The real question is, who do we influence? I am worried.
Disgusting pieces of shit. Human garbage. Connell said, ask him why his friends won't let him book a hotel room.
Right. Well,
what happened was?
Well, there's 2 examples of this, okay? I'll go through the first one. This doesn't involve Connell. So, basically, me and my friends decided we were going to go on a night out in Newcastle, and they made it my responsibility to book accommodation, right? And I thought, oh, no problem, just go on booking.com or whatever. I don't know what you go on, I can't remember. Looked up rooms in Newcastle, and I found this room, and it was just me and a friend staying. I was like, oh, it's quite cheap. Very cheap, actually. It was pre-COVID, so it was like, I don't know, like 30 or 40 pound for the night or something.
Bargain.
And it said hotel, had all right reviews and stuff. Well, booked it, and we drove to the hotel. Hotel in quotation marks, by the way. We turned up, and it was this massive dystopian-looking block of flats. And I was looking around, and I was like, there's no hotel here. Well, where is this hotel?
You can feel the radiation from the Chernobyl-based concrete.
Yeah. And so I rang up the number that was provided, like, with a thing. And this jolly foreign man answered the phone.
Chili salad sauce, boss?
And I said to him, I was like, I'm just looking for such and such, whatever, accommodation. Like, I think I'm lost. Like, I've turned up to a block of flats. Oh, no. It's in the block of flats. I was like,
what?
Excuse me? Like, is the hotel in there? I might have listed it slightly wrong. It's sort of like house share. I was like, what?
His spare room.
Yeah. Well,
What?
Man, you get fucked in ass.
Right?
You get fucked in ass.
I still had the slightest bit of hope, okay? Like, there was still the slightest bit left in me that thought, maybe, just maybe, there's a hotel in there.
You're going to see a desk and everything's going to be okay.
Well, went in and he said, 15th floor or something like that. I don't know. It was like a 30-floor block or whatever. So went in 15th floor. I'm not even joking. Went in. It was like an
Downtown
elevator big enough for like 2 people. Sick all over the floor in the elevator. Stinking. I was like, oh God. I really don't want to take the elevator, but it's 15 floors up. Like, I'm just going to deal with the sick. So went up.
That's the first thing you get when you get to the hotel. I'll just deal with the sick.
I'll just deal with the sick.
It's not getting better from here, is it?
Went into the hotel. Well, why am I even saying hotel? Went onto the floor, and we found the number that was provided, and it was just literally a flat. Open the door. It had one of them like sketchy like slide lock things for like if people are going to try and rob you. You open the door the slightest bit. You say, oh, what's your name? What's your name? And then I was like, I booked the hotel. He let us in. I'm not even joking. He let us through.
Bookers everywhere.
Yeah, he let us through. He's like, right, if you need a shower, there's your shower. It was like shared shower. Oh, here's a room. It was mattresses on the floor.
You
literally
are
just mattresses on the floor with like bed sheets on them, and there was nothing else in the room. Just 2 mattresses on the floor. I was like, mate, how can you even like advertise this as accommodation? And he was like, oh, I've made a mistake. I said it like I shouldn't have said it was a hotel. I was like, what? And you can understand why. The person that I was with was like, you're never booking accommodation.
The question is, did you stay there?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Now, the best part of it all, right? Now, of course, we were on a night out. We were out till like 4 a.m. or something.
Fuck.
Got back to this block of flats, took the elevator again, right? There was double the amount of sick. So somebody,
did you add to the sick?
Somebody had went in the elevator and then just threw up again. So there was not only the old sick, but there was a new pile of sick as well. So no matter where you stood in the elevator, you were stood in sick. So yeah,
I couldn't cope with that.
That was the sum up of our night. It was a nightmare.
Fucking. What happened when you got back? You like banged on the door.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh no, we got given a key. Aye, they didn't have the slide lock on, but yeah, that was just stupid. But then the second example of this is when Connell came up. And Connell said the exact same thing to me. He said, "You are never ever booking accommodation again." Now, me being me,
it's a running theme here. Booking.com, sort high to low, low to high.
Yeah, I should not be trusted with anything that involves like booking anything. So
that's why we booked your flights and you still nearly missed it.
If I booked the flights, it would have been on some like ropey, like Czechoslovakian fucking like rusty fucking hanging a bit.
He's Malaysian Airlines,
I'm here now.
He'd done a layover in fucking Bliet.
I would have literally had to like parachute out the plane, like, you know.
No landing.
No land. You jump now. You jump. But yeah, so I was looking for accommodation, and of course, cheapest one I found. I don't know if any of the listeners will be from up Newcastle area, but it was in Byker, which is considered the worst part of Newcastle, and is also home to...
There's a good part of Newcastle?
Well, it's like bad, and then really bad, and then super bad. Byker's like super bad. Like genuine like horror. Well... Byker is home to Shields Road or Shields Street or something, which is genuinely 100%. It is... I think it's rated the worst street in the entire UK.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
So where was the hotel?
Yeah, so this hotel was on that street. No, sorry, my bad. Not a hotel. It was called Budget Hostel.
Oh no!
And so,
we're smack addicts.
Right. Normally, when you go to a hotel, you know you've got like a nice check-in area and stuff. You're walking along Shields Road. There's literally a garage shutter door next to a corner shop, and that garage shutter door had a sign above it saying Budget Hostel.
Oh my God.
You had to go into the corner shop, get the key off them, and let yourself in, right? And when we went in, there was no one there to like check us in or anything, just empty. We were just pretty much told to like just go to the room. Went in the room. There was nothing but beds.
Got stabbed.
Now, in the room, we'd booked for 3 people, but there was 4 beds. And now, when we were like, you know, when you go into a hotel room, like people don't want the top bunk, people want the top bunk, you know, dibs that bed, dibs that bed, dibs that bed. Well, I dibs the bed. My mate Harry dibs the bed. Connell dibs the bed. Well, the bed that Harry dibs, Harry went away to the toilet. Harry's my friend, by the way. He helps me with videos and stuff like that. The bed that Harry dibs, when he was in the toilet, I just glanced at his bed and I just thought, what the fuck is that? And in closer inspection, it was entirely covered in dog hairs, like 100% dog hairs all over the bed. And like all the other beds were clean, just only this one had dog hairs all over it. And like you said before, like they must have just had like a stockpile of like dog hairs in their back room to like go on the beds. And Connell, I never really thought of this. I just thought it was shit state. But Connell...
I just thought it was shit state.
Connell reckons that to dissuade us from getting anyone else in the room, they covered the bed in dog hairs so that no one else would sleep there. And I was like, well, maybe. But I mean, to be fair, none of the other beds had it on. And I was like, oh, I don't know.
It's planted.
Yeah, it seemed a bit planted. And Connell made a random remark when we were there. And he was like, I bet people have shot up in here. I bet people have done heroin in here, definitely.
Such an asshole.
Now, me being me, I work in like quite a wide range of like households and stuff like that. And I know what to look out for if people have like, you know, shot up heroin. And basically when people shoot up, they take the needle out and it sprays blood like out.
Yeah.
And more often than not, it sprays onto walls. And if someone doesn't clean a place properly, you'll find blood splatters on walls. Well, I told Connell this, and Connell turned over to where his head was.
No.
And on the wall, next to where his head was a blood splatter.
No.
So where Connell had been sleeping, someone had been shooting up.
I would love to see. I'd love to see Connell.
Oh, the look on his face. The look on his face was priceless.
What the fuck are you wearing?
Yeah,
Umbro.
yeah.
This is Ralph Lauren.
And then
I can't believe you put Connell to a smack.
Yeah. And
you cannot be trusted with the internet. You just can't be trusted with anything.
Responsibles, no way. But probably another very strange part of like our whole ordeal at this hostel, right? We're like, obviously, we stayed there for 2 nights. Fucking hell.
Got bummed in the shower.
And, two nights.
The first night you didn't go, fuck this, let's go to the Hilton. No, we'll just let's go back to the smack
In
den.
Scholar.
At least there's no sick in the elevator.
So on the Saturday, when we went back to the hotel, we got there like a bit later on, and when we walked in, me and Harry went in first, straight to the room, and then Connell came up in behind us. And Connell came in the room and he was like staring at us and he was like, "Did you see that back there?" And we were like, What? Like, there was a man like in the lobby. And we were like, "Was there?" He went, "Yeah. There's like a sofa in the corner. Like he was just lying there, like still." And we were like, "What?" He's like, just go out and look. Now,
Is it dead?
Well, me and Harry, like, we creeped out into the lobby. We were like sneaking out, like, and peeked around the corner. And the room was very dark.
I'd love to see you sneaking. You look as subtle as a fucking brick.
And we peeked round the corner, and there was this guy in full black with his hood up, and he was lying on the sofa, just completely inanimate, not moving whatsoever. And this was in the lobby, and we were like, "What the fuck is he doing?" And we would go to the toilets because we were drinking in the room.
Yeah.
And we'd go to the toilets, we were banging on doors and stuff. The guy didn't move an inch. He had his phone in his hand, not on, just like that, and he didn't move at all. And we were like, "What the fuck?"
He's a fucking stiff.
Yeah, he's like, he's dead. He's dead. And then one time, I went to the toilets, I came back, guy was gone. I was like,
You were just chilling out. Just like, fuck it, it's warm.
I'm guessing he must have been staff or something, but
all in
some
black,
kind of
hood up. Maybe he had a scythe as well.
Some kind of staff member that is just sitting there like saying jack shit to everyone.
Grim Reaper.
Maybe he was deaf, just waiting for the next smack at it to OD.
Yeah, definitely.
He was just kicking back. It's like, gonna be a while.
He was waiting for his next hit.
Honestly.
Oh, the toilets as well. They were ho ho ho. I mean, they reflect every other part of the hostel. You don't really need to say much. I mean, the boys' toilet, it didn't have a pan on the toilet, which, standard.
Wow, so you had to shit on porcelain.
Yep.
Oh, that are cold and
obviously, showers didn't have any towels.
Oh.
And then now I opted to go in the women's room because I thought, well, it's got to be cleaner than the men's.
Opted?
Yeah.
I'll take one for the team.
I am going to identify as a woman. For a minute.
Exactly. I identified as a woman that day, and I went in the women's toilets, and the women's toilets, the door, you had to lift it up to open it because it was completely off the hinges.
Like my gate, you just got to fucking
you
jiggle
literally had to lift it up to open it. You had to use strength to open it. I was like, well, this isn't the women's toilet.
Oh my god! Was it any better than the men's?
No,
just disgusting.
Yeah, just disgusting.
With no door.
Now, the bit that confused me, I was the first person to just decide to use the women's, and there was piss all over the toilet seat, and I was like, well, clearly the men have been coming in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that answers your question of why I am banned from booking accommodation.
I would not trust you to book anything.
No. I should never book anything at all.
Oh, fucking hell. Follow that, Marlon. How's your week been, you cunt?
It's been all right, mate, to be fair. So I went down to, it was Smeethart and Honiton last Saturday.
Watching the big skiddy boys.
Yeah, watching
the
our
drift car that
man
we
Gold
sponsor.
Dust. That is fucking fire. He
Shout
took me
out, Owen.
out, scared the shit out of me. We were on a lap. Fantastic lap. Had this mint green BMW compact in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
And the cunt was just spinning out. Flat out, spinning out.
All over the place.
Yeah, and he spun out in front of us. And my first reaction was just to grab the hydro.
Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Are you mental?
Oh, I
Do you even know what a hydro does?
yeah.
Oh.
Locks the back wheels.
Did Owen punch you in the face?
No, because we were I want to say we were nearly stopped, but we were nearly not stopped. But
What, 60 mile an hour nearly not stopped?
maybe 30.
Well, you had to think about it there.
Maybe 30. Like, we were fine. We stopped. We didn't hit him. All thanks to me.
For a man that spends his life getting chauffeured everywhere, you sound like a terrible passenger. Any danger, you're like, grab the handbrake.
Oh, the amount of times I knocked the fucking car out of drive when Chief's driving.
Such a gun.
Next one, I cannot find any tiles still. So if anyone has any stand-off roof tiles, double ridge, please hit me up in the DMs.
You're still struggling for roof tiles.
Yeah, I can't. Nobody makes them. I can't find them.
And if you can't have them replaced, you're going to have a whole new roof.
Yeah.
What kind of roof tiles?
Stand-off, and they've got 2 humps in, and they're end ridge tiles.
If you send me some photos, I may be able to help you. Because I am a builder.
Perfect. Perfect.
Maybe.
No, man, Scotty.
Escort roof's been delayed again.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's still got a big tear in it. Shout out to Amazon for fixing that for a
Is
minute.
the patch actually like working on it?
It's holding up. The roof's been up and down twice, and it's still holding up.
Why have you put it up and down twice? You've repaired it. Just leave it alone.
It's a cabriolet. I don't want to drive around in a cabriolet when the sun's out with a fucking roof up.
I got the windows cracked. Holla back. Money ain't a thing.
Yeah, 80s playlist, all the fuck.
Rory and the Jaguars.
Why not just permanently take it off?
Because it lives outside.
Ah.
Yeah.
That may be a problem.
Yeah.
This man here stores a 90s Escort cabriolet outside.
Why?
I know. Considering
Why?
the money
It's
you
fine.
paid for it.
You know what Fords like to do?
It's fine.
Do you know what Fords like to do?
Rust.
Yes. They love to rust.
It's
they
fine.
don't like it. They love to rust.
No.
It's their
it's been
favourite
Yes.
thing.
90s steel was the best. It's,
Next joke.
it's never been welded. It is,
Next joke.
It's so clean underneath.
Next joke.
No, it's not. It's clean underneath, not clean on the inside. 'Cause you had a fucking.
No, it is, 'cause
you had a fish pond in there with the window dropped and you didn't realise.
The fucking passenger window dropped
Oh.
over the winter. And obviously I don't look at it in the winter because I don't really care about it. There must
You're
have been
never
2
going to
litres
sell
of
this
water
car
in
on the
footwell.
podcast. You will never sell
I don't
this
give a
car.
shit, mate.
Yeah, I've got a
It's
1990s Ford Escort for sale. Really clean.
XR3,
brand new roof.
brand new roof.
Dry stored its whole life.
That's exactly what we're saying. We're like, you're going to advertise it as heated garage its whole life.
Yeah, dry stored.
Oh,
And one more thing, fuck Bristol Council.
oh, you got a fine. You got a fine. All right, let me guess. Driving in the bus lane.
No.
Okay.
Parking.
Fucking clean air zone. Shove that up your fucking asshole.
You took the piss rat through Bristol.
Beth went to Cardiff via Bristol.
Oh, you didn't pay the charge.
Does Bristol have a clean air zone now?
Yeah, but Bristol, Bath.
No, Bath's fine.
No, but no, Bath does have like clean air shit.
Yeah, but you don't have to pay for it.
We're being nodded at by.
Fantastic. So we got another one coming as well.
Oh,
Even Bath has it.
oh, Bath.
And that's a shit
Does
hole.
it everywhere have it
Fucking
now?
hate Bath.
Yeah.
I hate
Newcastle
Bristol.
just got it.
Do you know what the funny thing is?
Newcastle isn't clean.
I can drive that fucking 3-litre twin turbo
it's
Defender
stupid.
straight through.
Fucking ridiculous.
I can drive my fucking Volvo that runs.
No, you can't.
Do I even need to say anything about that?
No, you
Yes,
cannot.
I can. It's exempt.
What? What is it exempt from? Killing every fucking life form on this planet.
It doesn't get miles per gallon. It gets polar bears per gallon.
Jesus.
And my fucking 2009 Passat.
Yeah, but that's when VW were in their naughty stage, wasn't it?
No, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It definitely still has EGR and DPF.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, even if it-
maybe when it's getting tested.
yeah, and even when it has all
Allegedly.
that, it doesn't mean the fucking it doesn't have a cheat device mapped in. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, so fuck Bristol Council.
How much was the fine? Was it a fine or a charge? Did you not pay the charge and get the fine?
So usually, like
Here we go.
back a while ago, they used to send
Many
like
months ago.
they used to send like, oh, you haven't paid your £9. They used to send that letter.
not anymore, mate.
No, 60 quid. If I don't pay it within 14 days, it's 120 quid.
Oh shit! That's like me and the dart charge. Like the Dartford crossing is £1 to go over it. If you don't pay it, it's 100 quid.
100 quid. Like, how long do you have to pay for it?
Shag, I got done on the way there and the way back. They do you twice. And then I didn't. My mate thought I was paying. I thought my mate was paying, considering I was going to go pick up a 13B for you, Luke, you prick. Didn't even pay the fucking dart charge.
Useless cunt.
£200 fine for that. Going over a fucking...
How long do you have to pay it?
You just basically have to pay it.
Yeah,
no, like, do you have like a day before they charge you £100 or?
Oh yeah, they give you like 24 hours grace, but both of us thought
24 hours?
Yeah, both.
Fuck, I'm glad I don't live down here.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah, going over Dartford
Can't
Crossing.
go anywhere, mate.
Yeah, that's why he thought I was paying. I thought he was paying. Neither of us paid, and then dickhead here ends up with the fine. Didn't even charge you fuel, Luke. You cunt. Anyway, it's all said and done. Prick.
Right. Last thing to mention. Remember, Devon Truck Show is coming up.
Yes, unfortunately, I won't be able to attend. I know. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I am watching.
Again, useless cunt.
We fucking raised all this money for my sister running the fucking marathon. I got to go see her run it, and unfortunately, it is on the weekend at Devon Truck Show, so I won't be able to
we need
make
some
it.
footage from you. We need some footage from me. Luckily, Juicy will be down there as well.
Hey,
So remember to shout at both of us. We'll come around with drink some beer with you, take some photos,
get fucked up.
get fucked up.
Fucking brilliant. Right, Scott, it's time for the guest questions, mate. I don't know if you've listened to the podcast before, but every guest gets asked the same 3 questions and have been done for a while. So we'll start off with the first question of what is your go-to drink?
Engine
I
oil.
have 3.
3?
Excluding non-edibles. I love Carlsberg. I love Guinness. And I love whiskey. Not specifically any whiskey. I pretty much like any whiskey.
Any whiskey?
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's very broad as
It
well.
all sort of burns your mouth in the same way. So don't really care.
Yeah, to be fair, that's a good shout. Anything from like Audi spec to full on Highland Park 25-year-old.
Burns the same. So
any whiskey connoisseurs like.
I do appreciate a good whiskey though. But to be honest,
got some nice. I think we've got. Is it Macallan?
Oh, don't tempt me.
I think we've got some like. Yeah, is it Macallan Special Reserve that Matthew brought over? We've got like a litre of that knocking around. We'll have some in a minute. Yeah, massive shout out to Man Pineapple, Matthew Schultz for that.
What's your favourite drink?
Mine at the moment. It's Thatcher's Gold. I chop and change. I'm a Stella fella, and then other times I was on Haze for a while. Now I'm Thatcher's Gold. I don't know. I'm getting right back into me cider. It's a good time to be.
Well, this is cider
Somerset
country,
boy.
isn't it?
Well, it's just a good time. Yeah, just appreciate being a Somerset lad. You know, Marlon will generally drink anything you put in front of him, as long as it's cheap.
Yeah, like lager.
Oil?
Probably not. Maybe I might try it.
Drink it.
You can't knock it till you've tried it.
Let's all do a shot of 1040, shall we?
Yeah, exactly.
I've actually got some 1040 down there.
Don't tempt me.
We'll load them up later.
Take it away. It's like when you give a fucking bloke that's given up smoking a packet of cigarettes in his top pocket all day to see if he can resist.
Right, next question. Most mental thing to happen on a night out?
It's probably not the most mental thing, but it's one of things comes to mind. So I went out with a friend in Newcastle, and he was like local to Newcastle. Believe it or not, judging from the accent, I'm not actually from Newcastle. I'm from, Northumberland, about an hour away or something.
You're all the fucking same.
Right in the country.
Anything north of Bristol is fucking north, all right?
North, yeah.
So I was with one of my mates from Newcastle, and 2 of his friends were with us, and we were just walking down the street, just standard night. No, there was 3 of the other lads. We're walking down the street, standard night, and a police van drove past and thought nothing of it because we'd done nothing wrong. And the police van pulled in front of us, and these 2 police officers got out and they started walking straight towards us. I was like, I've not done anything, so why should I worry? And then they start running towards us. I'm like, shit, what the fuck?
Okay.
They run up to us, and one of the lads that was with us, they grab a hold of him and just start dragging him away. I'm like, all right. And the 2 other lads that were with him shit themselves, and they both decide to run off in different directions. Well, I turned to one of the lads. 2 police officers were just behind me. They come out of nowhere, grab the other lad, and then 2 police officers on my left side, they come out of nowhere, grab the 3rd lad, So there's 6 police officers in total with these 3 men, and they just dragged them off in different directions. And me and the other lad from Newcastle were just looking at each other like, what the fuck has just happened? And I was saying to him, like, what is going on? He's like, I don't know. I have no clue. And like, that was it. There was no context. We never heard anything. They just disappeared.
What?
And
the
I was like,
fuck?
Okay, where we're going then? The club?
Did you know? You didn't know them then?
I didn't know them. He knew them.
Oh, he must have known something.
But like, that comes to mind. I still don't know what happened. I still don't know why they got lifted. But it was like coordinated. It was really coordinated. Like they
it's like a snatch and grab.
Yeah, they came on the
Which is
front.
unusual for the police.
Yeah, and like I was like, fair play to them. Like, that was like really thought out. I was like, because I didn't even expect it. I seen the 2 at the front. I was like, oh,
and they didn't even say anything to you. They just disappeared.
Nothing. They just dragged them off and they were gone. And I was like, well, I'm not going to help them because I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I was like, what we're going to do? And he's like, well, I can't do anything.
They're gone now.
Yeah, they're gone.
Fuck them.
They're gone. I was really pissed as well. I was like,
out of me fucking tree.
I don't give a fuck.
So I just got in my car and went home.
Yeah. Actually,
Not even there. Fuck them. Fuck them.
yeah, but I can definitely. I've got another one. It's not really necessarily a mental thing that happened on a night out, but it's definitely a fucking stupid scenario that I'd put myself into. Arguably
like
put
those.
myself into. Basically, I went on holiday, quotation marks, down to Brighton, and there was this big music festival on, like near Brighton, and we booked I didn't book the accommodation. My friend did because I wasn't trusted, and it was a lovely house. So we stayed there for 3 nights. One of the nights we went on the piss, and then the other night we went to this festival. Well, the night we went on the piss, there was 4 of us in total went, but the last that went with us, she didn't want to go out drinking, so it was just 3 lads. One of them I knew already, and the other one I'd just met. We went to the pubs. It was good crack, you know. We had a laugh and stuff. We were drinking loads. And the lad that I knew, he didn't want to go to the club, so he went home early. And I was like, all right, no bother. Me and the other lad will just go to the clubs. So I was with this lad. It was the first time I'd met him. We got on grand. We went to the nightclubs. We were dancing on, you know, chatting up birds. It was a bit of a blur. I was quite drunk. And then end of the night comes. It's like 4 a.m. or something. And we decide, all right, well, you know, it's time to go home. So we go out the club. We're walking home to like wherever this fucking flat place is. And 1 minute he's there. Next minute he's gone. And I'm like looking around thinking, where has this lad disappeared to? Like, I'm by myself now. I was like, oh, it's all right. I'll just go on my maps and find where the hotel is. Go to my phone. Phone's dead.
Dead.
I'm like, problem. And I was really intoxicated at this point. And so I was like, right, well, I've got no option but to just wander and try and find the hotel. Now, I don't know, have you been to Brighton?
No, I haven't.
Right, well,
a little while ago.
when you're on like, I don't know if I'm speaking out my arse here because I've only been once, but to me, when you were like near the coast bit and you were going down the streets, they all look the fucking same.
Yeah.
They're all identical. They're all just like...
It's exactly the same as fucking Western.
Yeah,
like,
they're just
you go
like...
just off the fucking track and every single house looks
It's
the
like
fucking
copy
same.
and paste.
Yeah.
Just like coastal street with like 3 stories and they were just all identical. Well, I was walking down them. I was like, I am fucking lost. Like, I have no clue where I am. And now I realized I was lost at 4 a.m. Do you want to guess what time I found the hotel?
No.
7.
I want to say about 5:30, but I know that it's not going to be that. It's probably about 20 minutes before fucking checkout.
8:30.
Oh.
8:30 a.m. I find the hotel.
Your feet must have been fucking barking.
Mate, I was speed walking for 4 hours.
Oh.
I was like, I don't know how
Were
much.
you asking people? Like,
Yeah. And
everyone's telling you a different direction.
well, you know what I look like. I don't look like an approachable person. So when I nearly had a mental breakdown because of this.
No, I couldn't imagine.
Because everyone asked for help. No one would help me. No one would help me. And I nearly had a mental breakdown. I was like, I'm fucked. I'm lost.
Yeah,
what the fuck do I do now? I'm just in
nothing
Brighton. And
I'm an Englishman in Brighton.
So, So I eventually found the hotel at like 8:30 or something, and came through the front door. And the last that didn't go out, she was like up early because she wasn't drinking. She was making breakfast. And I walked into the kitchen where she was, and she turned to me, smiled, and said, "Oh, is that you just up?" I was like, "No, I'm just in."
Oh,
do you know what time the festival started that day?
Go on.
2:00 in the afternoon.
What time did you get out?
Well, obviously it was 8:30. Went straight to bed, and then I had to be up for like fucking 2:00. Well, like 1:00 to get ready to go to the festival.
But at least all that power walking probably sobered you up a little.
Peter was sober as a fucking
I
judge.
would have rather been drunk. I would have much rather been drunk. But like probably by like 5:30, I was sober because of like how much I was walking.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is shit, this is shit, this is shit, this is shit. Like, that's all I was thinking. I was like, I'm lost. This is shit. What the fuck do I do? It was not fun at all. It was a nightmare, absolute nightmare.
I think every man has been in not the same position of like spending four hours walking around, but like we've all been out of battery in a place that you like either don't know or can't feasibly get home from, and your mates are gone.
And when we were in Prague, staying in downtown Beirut, basically.
It wasn't that bad. Oh wait, my stag do.
The front door.
Oh yeah,
the front door was hideous.
The stag do. Yeah. That was
but the place was really nice.
Gorgeous place. But
I had enough one night. I just wandered back by myself. And by the time I got back to the hotel, apartment thing, as soon as I come around the corner, literally my phone died, and I was like, "Thank God for that."
Because you literally found it.
Yeah.
I remember I got lost in, I got lost. I fell asleep in a bar I think it was Moles actually. I fell asleep in a bar in Bath. I think it was Moles, like one of the underground ones. I don't know, I haven't been in fucking Bath for years.
Fucking shithole.
Yeah, and I fell asleep and I got like a bouncer dragged me out of the toilets and like chucked me behind the bar, and I just like slept in the corner of the bar. They woke me up on kick out, shoved me outside.
They let you sleep there?
I think they were just like, I don't know. I'm not as big as Scotty, but I'm like 6'3". So they're just like, you know what? Just eat. I wasn't hurting no one, man. They obviously just a very kind person just propped me up behind the bar.
Little nappy nap.
Like it was obviously they dragged me out. It was quite late anyway, so I bet I was there for I don't know 20 minutes, half hour. Just propped me up there as they were cleaning down, and then one of the bouncers just picked me up, like stood me outside. I was like, right, time to go, mate. And I was like, all right,
go to bed.
So that was it. Went on home. I didn't go on home. I was stumbling around, and I had my phone. I had battery, but I couldn't get hold of anyone, like, at all. No, I didn't. No, that's the story. I didn't have any battery. My phone was dead. I couldn't find anyone. I lost all my mates, and I bumped into somebody I hadn't seen in 6 years, right? And I hadn't seen him since I was at school, I reckon. So what I did was, I was like, look, mate, have you got
fucking number?
X's number? And he was like, do you know what I fucking do? Like from school, like 6 years previous. I was like, I guarantee it won't be the right number. Can you ring it? Fucking rang it. Picks up. He's like, Shag. He's like, yeah, what the fuck? Hello? And he's like, yeah, I know we haven't spoken in 6 years, not since we left school, but I'm with Reg. He's pretty fucked up. Can you come find him? He's like, oh yeah, tell him to meet me at McDonald's. All right. It's all right. Yeah, cheers, mate. Cheers. See you later. Didn't know where McDonald's was.
Oh,
mate, I spent,
useless.
luckily, I just followed the drunk people. Like just because they all might, they're either going to a kebab house or they're going to fast food. So I just followed people and fucking that was fortunate. It still was like 2 hours. I was just like had no recollection of my time, and they're like, my mate was like, "Oh, sorry, I was just keeping her warm for you." I was like, "Fuck you, prick." Fuck you. He's already been necking off with Sunbird. I'm like, I just fuck the lot of you. Just take me home. But yeah,
we I don't remember the night at all. But one day, my mum came up to me. This was when I lived at my mum's, and she showed me this Facebook post. And in the town that I lived in called Alnwick, there's a Facebook group called Alnwick Matters. And people just post all sorts of fucking shite.
It's a community page.
Yeah.
I know that
pure shite. Yeah. Well,
does anyone know what time Tesco's is open?
Yeah, just bollocks like that.
Use Google, cunt.
We don't have Tesco's, we're that small, but
McCall's.
Yeah, but so she showed me this post, and she's like, "Is this you?" Like, oh no! Oh no! There was no photo. but it was a description.
Oh, those are the best ones.
And it said, a tall, skinny man with a mullet was
Some gormless looking
was
cunt.
attempting to get into my house. And when I asked him what he was doing, he said he was trying to get home. And they said that they were terrified and that I was just trying to get in the house.
Kids crying now, thanks.
And then I left. Now, I read the description and I was like, that's me. That is 100% because I was out the night before.
Tall skinny man with a mullet.
I don't remember how I got home or
Just
anything.
wanting to go home.
So on my way home, I must have just found a random house and decided, oh yeah, this is home.
Nice swing set in it. I thought we'd have a little go on
I
that.
just tried to get in the house. And like I have no recollection of it. But
Did it even look like the house?
well, I don't even know where the house was.
The thing is, if you can't remember it, it never happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you hear those horror stories?
No face, no case.
You got it.
Have you heard those horror stories of like blokes coming back pissed up, or like your teenage son coming back pissed up, just fucking goes in the front door or like goes around the back door because it's unlocked, goes in, falls asleep on the sofa, and then the fucking people that live in the house wake up and come
That would have been me.
downstairs.
Is that, Chorley did that, didn't he?
Because your fucking parents have moved.
Oh, well, yeah.
Chorley did it. Yes, he did.
Yeah,
when
but
Slaker moved.
I'm stupid enough to just go up to any random house and try and get
not
in.
even anywhere it looks like anything like you.
Yeah, it's just like a
this is
random
door.
house.
I have a door.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is my house now.
This has windows.
Yeah.
My house has
Yeah.
windows.
I left Kudos one night, and bearing in mind, like we moved houses. Mum and Dad moved houses when I was 15, 16. I ended up walking nearly all the way back to the other house, which was far way out of town, before I realised
This isn't my
we
home.
didn't live there anymore.
Prick.
Still daft.
I remember another time, this just came back to me. I was out in Alnwick again, shock. And
Alnwick
How many
matters.
pubs
Yeah.
are in there?
Alnwick lives matter.
there's quite a few. It's a reasonable sized town. It's like population like 10,000. It's got a nightclub and stuff, but a shite nightclub.
Aren't they always in small towns?
Yeah,
That's like the best
yeah,
part.
really shit.
Yeah. Sticky
Really,
floors.
really
Yeah,
shit.
it's like Kudos.
Yeah. So
Stick to the floor.
I can't remember like leaving the pubs and stuff, but I remember just sort of like fading in like to reality. And all I can remember is I was just mincing about. I was just like wandering about and that. And I faded in because these two lasses approached me and they were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And like, do you know when like you snap into reality and you realize that you just look stupid? And like I snapped into reality.
Every day.
I was like, I look stupid right now. These lasses have just approached me and I'm like just stood here doing nothing. And it's like 2 a.m. And so these lasses were like, "Are you okay? Like, what's wrong?" And I was like, I'm going home. And and they were like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm like walking home right now." And they're like, "Well, you just looked like you were just like wandering about." I was like, No, I'm going home. And I was kind of like coming to, I was like, yeah, I need to go home. And then the lasses, right? This is what really confused me. They're like, "You look depressed," and I was like, "I'm just drunk." Like, and I
I've had a lovely night and go.
and they're like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just drunk. I'm going home." And so I just wandered off. Right, I got home, checked my pockets, realized phone's gone. I'm like, fuck. I've lost my phone. So first thing I did, of course it's 2 a.m, fucking bang on my mum's door. "Mum, ring my phone, please." Like, I don't know where it is. She rings my phone, right? Obviously, like, I'm on her phone, ringing it. Fucking phone picks up. I'm like, oh my God, thank fuck. A lassie answers, hello. I was like, "Hello, have you got my phone? Like, could I come and get it?" And they go, the lass answers, "Are you the depressed man?" And do you know what I reply?
Yeah.
"I am the man, but I'm not depressed."
Oh my God.
I went out and met them and got my phone back.
Oh, did you take
Did they
like
give you a little cuddle or something?
Nope.
Yeah.
fucking diazepam before you go? Cheer up, you cunt.
Are you the
Have another
depressed
pint.
man?
Are you the depressed man? I love how they recognise you.
Yeah, they just knew straight away. They just
got
knew
my
straight away.
Yes. This
I
must
am
be
the man, but I'm not depressed.
I am the man. Oh, man. Right. One more question before we cut to a break. It's simple. What is your favourite category on Pornhub? The most telling question of all.
Favorite what?
Category on Pornhub.
Oh, I don't watch porn.
No?
No.
Just drink oil. And
It's porn rot your brain.
it's like sitting across from like a very
We've seen this before.
Yorkshire scumbag version of Conal Doyle.
Porn rot your brain.
Is this like the new way of thinking? Because I don't speak to a lot of younger people like the fucking boomer that I am.
Well, no. I think quite a lot of people watch porn and stuff, but to be honest, I just think it's extremely unproductive and like it's not good for you. I don't know.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah.
No, I'll take any answers.
Yeah.
I have enough interactions with women and stuff, so I have no need for porn.
Basically, I'm a top shagger. I don't need whack shit.
I'm not a top shagger. Like, I'm not the kind of guy to go out and shag with birds and stuff.
Hey, yo. Right, awesome. On that fucking
Right, I'm
bombshell.
going to send you to the fucking fridge.
Well, I don't know if we're going to do that or what we're going to do.
Whiskey.
We're going to do... Jesus Christ.
It's going to be...
We're going to get fucked up, drink from a claymore. Right.
because I got a christening tomorrow, all right?
All right, Roger. Right, we'll be fridge something back. Bye.
Claymore, bye. Love you. Fuck off.
We're back. I'm going to have to keep this for a minute, Scotty.
No bear of the week this week.
Such a shit Instagram handle, I won't be able to remember it. Not like Postman Twat. What a fantastic handle. You're some fucking followers.
Was it like I touch kids?
No, it's just numbers and letters. Right, we're back from the break. Before we get into whatever the fuck we're doing after this, massive shout out to the sponsor of this episode, Juicy fucking Agriculture. Boys, silage season is upon us. It is eponymous. Eponymous? It is a hippopotamus.
You're right.
The sun be shining and the fucking silage wagons be driving. I don't know what I'm saying now. I've had a few beers. But anyway, so yeah. Do you like agricultural content? Do you like?
I love the smell of silage.
Jesus Christ! If there's a fucking plug, there it is. Yeah. Juicy Agriculture. Hit them on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Search Juicy.
Don't buy his merch.
Search Juicy Agri. Some of the most incredible agricultural photography, videography, reels, Instagram, cool shit. Just fucking, I know what you agri boys love. It's big kit.
Big shiny tractors.
Big shiny tractors doing big shiny tractor things. Silage, and harvest, and shit pumping.
I don't even know what silage is, really.
It's
Grass.
basically like kind of fermented grass type thing.
So they cut the grass and then...
Yeah, it just goes in a clamp, kind of roll it, get the air out of it. It like sugars and shit happen. I don't know. I'm not a fucking dairy man, Marlon. I make no claims to be. I didn't pay attention in college.
The fuck do you know about straw?
Nothing. Absolutely. I know. I like tractors.
I'm the biggest straw bar in the Southwest, so I am. No, I'm not. Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, it's not the fucking point. Juicy Agriculture. Don't buy his merchandise.
Yeah, don't go to Juicy Agri website. Don't buy his merch.
He's too busy. That was the one thing he said. He said, say whatever you like, Reg. Just tell them, please, stop buying the merchandise. And this, I'll be honest, this actually isn't even a reverse psychology thing. He was like...
That's exactly what he told us.
I am too fucking busy. However...
Please buy the merch and just to piss him off.
He doesn't like money.
Yeah, no. In fact, he hates it.
He's employed his mother now.
But on the flip side of things, merch be fire. Come on. Fucking a decent agricultural brand out there representing fucking young farmers and everyone out there doing their thing. UK agriculture. I can get behind that shit. So yeah, hit them up. Juicy Agri. Search them everywhere. Link in bio. All that good shit.
Don't buy the merch.
Fuck it. We'll even put a link to the hoodies in the episode description just so you can go buy one just to fuck Mark off.
Don't do it.
So there you go. Yeah, massive shout out. Thanks for sponsoring the episode. Juicy Agri. Awesome. Right, we're going to do Say It or Shot It. I've asked Scotty to ask his enormous following for a question for Say It or Shot It. I want to let you know that you're fucking useless, apart from Postman Twat. Your question's shit, but your handle's funny. So, all of a sudden, my contacts have gone to shit. There we go. Right.
Blame the contacts.
So, this question comes in from J.P80T5.
Fantastic handle.
Worst driving offence. So, this doesn't have to be what we've been convicted of. It can be, or what we've gotten away with in the past that we feel safe enough to declare on a podcast. I think the deal is, if you're not going to say anything, you got to do 2 shots of Macallan. Should not be drank as shots. I know that for a fucking fact.
Sorry, Matthew.
Macallan Highland single malt Scotch whiskey quest, fully matured in 4 different types.
That's the most expensive bottle we've got in the bar.
I'm not even reading the marketing bullshit. It's very expensive and it's very nice. But yeah, so right. Do you want to start?
I'll start, yeah. So what happened was I was allegedly delivering for the Chinese with not the right insurance, and I was just pulling out of the Chinese, fully loaded.
Fully loaded. What spring rolls? You
5-ton trailer on the back.
In the Saxo, mate. It doesn't take a lot to fully load that. And because I was a little cunt back then, I just span the wheels out, round the kudos, ripped it round the corner and down towards the bus station, and blue lights behind me. I just pulled out and cut up a copper.
And how did that go down?
Yeah, not very well. So he told me to get out the car and stand up against the railings. And then he said he smelt weed, which he definitely did not. That was all bullshit.
That's just an excuse to search the car, isn't it?
So he searched the car. And after a half an hour bollocking, I was let go.
Half an hour?
Yeah.
Why did it need to be so long?
How much, what did he even say in those 30 minutes?
You're driving shit. You shouldn't put out in front of me. Check your mirrors. I can take your car away. I can take your license away.
Your dad sells Avon.
And a mother sells Avon. Used to. Nobody likes you. Your ear smells like chicken soup.
Your car's shit.
Your car's shit. Yeah, it was just like a public humiliation thing, really.
Fuck, that sounds painful. Do you know what's going to be more painful? Is drinking that.
But I've said it.
The rule is you have to do 1 shot, and if you don't do it, you have to do 2.
Fucking hate you.
It's not funny if you don't.
Is that the rules now?
Yeah, I made them up.
Oh,
I do what I fucking want, mate. I'm a fucking renegade. Jesus, that looked like it hurt. I fucking eat Scotch whiskey as well. All right,
that is like drinking fire.
Right, Scotty, my man, it's your turn. What's your worst driving offence?
My worst driving offence. Okay, it's a little bit of a long one.
We got time, boo.
I might have mentioned it a little bit before, but basically, I purchased a big Volkswagen horse box.
A Volkswagen horse box?
Yes. Yes. So it's a horse box, right?
Made on like a T4 or...
it was on a LT.
Oh, wow.
So the same as my recovery truck. I purchased this horse box, right? And I wanted to get it home, right? And obviously, to get it home, I just used the on private roads, of course.
Yeah,
I used the number plates for my recovery truck, just so that the farmers knew who I was, and I drove it home.
Of course,
right? Now that wasn't the worst part. Now I had that horse box at my unit, and I wanted to take the engine out because the engine in it was great, really low mileage. This is the one that's currently in my Volvo.
Like every horse box ever in the world.
They never get driven. So
just
I was
dragged out the fucking Nettles once a year.
Oh, it literally was. It was in Nettles. It was in Nettles when I got it.
They always are.
I'm not even joking. It was in a bush. I put a battery on it, put fuel in, and it just started. And I was like, mint, I want this. So anyways, I had it at my unit, right? And I was going to take the engine out. Now, We'd already.
What's that, 2.1, 2.3?
2.4, same as my Volvo,
right.
Straight 6, 2.4. So we were set that we were going to take this engine out on that weekend. And I had a still saw ready, I had angle grinders, I had a forklift. We were just going to literally rip the engine out. We didn't care about the chassis or anything. We were just going to cut it out.
Just want the engine.
Yeah, just want the engine. That's it. Now, my friend that I was with, he's friends with someone in Manchester who's an enthusiast of LTs. And he said, "Oh, maybe he might want the shell."
An enthusiast of
Yeah,
LT.
yeah.
Also known as a paedophile.
Yeah, I was going to say nuts.
So he said, "Oh, he might want the shell." I was like, "Right, well, we'll ring him and see if he wants it." So we rang him up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll take it." And I said, "Mind, I'm going to be pulling the engine out, and I've got a still saw ready. So, what do you think about that?" And he's like, "Oh, well, I kind of want to put an engine back into that vehicle." I was like, "Right, well, if we take the engine out, you're not putting an engine back in."
There's no we'll try our best. No.
No.
There's no engine going back in because we're going to cut it up. And he was like, right. And he said, "Well, what if I come and pick the LT up from you guys? I'll bring it down to mine. I'll take the engine out, and then I'll bring the engine back to you." And I was like, "Right, well, when can you do this?" He's like, "I was expecting 2 weeks." He was like, "Oh, I'll come now." I was like, "All right." I said, "When can you bring the engine back?" "Oh, tomorrow morning." I was like, "You're joking?" "Right, treat yourself." So about half an hour later, he rings me up and he's like, "Look, I'm a bit skitsy about driving the LT back because, it's a bit dodgy." "Right, well, I'll take the LT down to you." Now, the LT, it's not been driven for 4 years, so it's got no tests, no tax, no insurance.
Half a break.
As far as the DVLA are concerned, it doesn't exist.
I drove it home, so it drives fine. But it's a HGV because it's a 5-tonner. Me, I don't have a license for a HGV. Now, we converted it into a 3.5 ton by simply removing the VIN plates, taking the tachograph out, and putting some number plates on. Allegedly. On a private road, of course. Only on private roads.
Yeah, that was the one. We own a road down in Mexico.
Yeah, it was just, it was like the private road just behind my house, just messing around. And so we were like, right, I'll drive it down. Brimmed it with fuel, filled up a load of jerry cans, full of oil, of course. I wasn't paying for diesel. So we set off.
Not as if he's defrauded the government enough for this story.
Fuck him.
We set off. We're really enthusiastic about this journey. We're like, right, we're going to get down to Manchester on back roads all the way. So we set off. We get about half an hour down the road, and the horse box starts not struggling massively, but it's very noticeable that it's losing power. I'm like, it's not going to make it. We're going to have to go back. So we go back, and I tell the recovery guy, I'm like, look, the horse box isn't going to make it. You're going to have to come and recover it on your recovery truck. He goes, well, it's too heavy to put on my truck. We're going to have to tow it. I say, tow it? He said, yeah, with a dolly bar. Just a solid metal bar. I say, so we're going to have to come with you? He's like, yeah. I say, right. When do you think you'll get here? Oh, just a couple hours or something. Bearing in mind, it was 6 o'clock or something. He gets there at 11 o'clock at night. Manchester's about, on a good day, 3.5 hour drive. It took us 5 hours. So we got there 4 a.m. On a dolly bar, on plates.
Fuck that.
No test, no tax, no insurance, no license. On a dolly bar.
No face, no case.
No face, no case. Obviously, private roads the whole way.
Yeah.
Allegedly, maybe we drove it, but that's just a possibility. Might not have happened.
Nothing provable.
But yeah, we drove there, and at one point, we just we pulled into these. It was 2 a.m. or something, and at that point, honestly, I've never been so skitsy on a drive because the steering on that LT, even at 40 mile an hour, if you let go of the steering wheel, it just pulled violently. Well, these recovery boys, fuck me, they were rash as fuck.
They're flat to the mat.
70 mile an hour the whole way, right? And I remember at one point that coming up to Manchester on the M6, you had these huge. There was just before their turn off into the country area, there was this massive uphill stretch. And honestly, the only way that we were getting up these hills was they were going. I could tell they were struggling, so I had to put it in top gear and drive as well to push them, which it did help. Honestly, it was boost. It was boost. It helped massively.
The turbo button.
Yeah, exactly. It made a hell of a difference. And so I was boosting them up these hills, and we got to this brow of the hill. Like, honestly, must have been going uphill for like 45 minutes. We got to the top of the hill, and they rang us. Boys! I say, what's the crack? Are you fucking ready? I was like, what are you on about? We're on the downhill stretch. I hope you're holding on tight. I was like, yeah, mate, you better not go quicker than 70. He's like, you better fucking hold on. 90 mile an hour on a dolly bar.
Fuck that.
Mate, if you let go of the steering wheel, it would just go whoosh, just straight off the road.
Jackknife.
Straight off.
Kill everyone.
And like, we would go 90 mile an hour down this hill. I was like,
In an LT, mind.
yeah, I fucking 30-year-old fucking horse box on a fucking dolly bar behind a recovery truck that was trying
Dragged
to
out
bits
the
as well.
nettles that morning.
Literally dragged out the nettles like a week ago or something. Honestly, when we got there and like we pulled the dolly bar off, I was like just shaking. I was like, fucking skits into fuck.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, that's allegedly that's my biggest road offense.
Well,
I'd say like out of everything I've done in my life,
fucking hell.
out of everything I've done in my life, if I got caught for that, I mean I was on private roads, so you know nothing would have happened.
Yeah, that's it.
But if I did get caught for that on a public road, that would have probably been jail time.
That would have been a big dick up your ass.
No license, insurance fraud, no tax, no MOT. Dolly bar towing the whole way to Manchester, which is illegal in itself.
HGV,
HTV, no license. Yeah, but at least it was on private roads.
That's
Yeah,
the main
that's it.
thing. If it wasn't horrendous.
It would have been horrendous if it was on the public roads. Cheers.
Cheers. My worst driving offence. Nice. You like that? Good. My worst driving offence, I think I've mentioned it before, but I'll go into a little bit more detail. So, we finished milking. Now, I know immediately somebody that's listening has pricked up straight away. Just finished milking, and a dear friend of mine, Mr. Joe Rendell, I'm going to shout you out because you fucking deserve it. True
scumbag.
Every bit of trouble I've been involved in with cars has involved this prick because he's a bad influence.
No, really?
Your man loved an EG,
Civic.
and an EJ. He loved them, and he had a I can't remember what it was. I don't know. It was
Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
It's an old Civic.
It's
I bet the cunt had no floor.
literally this thing.
It goes
was,
womp, bump, bump, bump.
He bought it because it had genuine Enkies on it, and that was about the only
RPFO ones.
the only reason he bought it. It was like full Kanjo spec. It was just like down and dirty. There was fuck all arches. There was fuck all sills. There was full Rendell spec.
1.5 LSI.
Yeah, it was actually. Fuck, it was a 1.5 LS, a single overhead cam VTEC. Yeah.
That's a D series engine.
Yes, and it had literally the inside. It was full Rendell spec inside. I mean, this cunt was stripped.
Nothing. No dash. Gonna smash.
Yeah, it was just fuck all. Anyway, so he had this one, and he finished milking, and he found this EJ that he wanted. And it was, I fucking can't remember where it was. It don't matter. So we drove this fucking thing. That thing actually had tax. No, MOT, but fuck it. So we drove it up there, picked it up, and he said, "Oh, do you all right to drive? You all right to drive one of them back?" No, I can't remember. No, we drove the fucking Range Rover up there. Drove my Range Rover out there, picked up the car, came back, and he said, "Oh, park your Range Rover up, and we'll
Surprised it made it.
we'll take both the Civics out. Let's go fucking nuts." I was like, "Yeah, go on, fuck it." So I'm driving the white one, the older one that's absolutely dog rotten. And he's driving this teal. Remember that teal they did? Like that sort of metallic-y teal. He was driving that one. This other one was like, it was all right. It was pretty beat, but it was all right. I can't remember what I bought. It was cheap shit. And we drove from, Ston Easton all the way to Street. And we were just absolutely giving it fucking hell. And I'd never driven like a lowered fast car at that point. I had like a Lupo, which was neither fast nor low. But this little single overhead cam, I was just like, fuck, this thing don't weigh nothing, mainly because it's rust. And I was just giving this thing shit down the straights. It was sticking like shit to a blanket around the corners because amazingly, Rendell actually spent some money on some tyres for once. Didn't spend any money on welding or an MOT. Anyway, I reckon we clocked a ton going up this little straight and didn't notice. There was a policeman at lay-by, just waiting. And we were just fuck course. And he didn't even blue light us. He just wanted to sit behind us and wait and see what stupid shit we did.
Yeah.
We did some stupid shit. We were going round and round, roundabouts, trying to lose grip. It's like, bah, bah. You're flat shifting. Like, this thing was straight through. He had the Broadway mirror the whole way across. I had the fucking shifter was like 3 foot tall, you know.
Ground is shifting,
yeah, one of
double
those
clutching like you
that.
should.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, and all of a sudden I see Rendell's not in my rearview mirror. I'm like, fuck. I was like, he's obviously broken down or something. He's a fucking idiot. He might have binned it for all I know. I'm thinking I'll just hook it round at this.
I don't know why you didn't stop and then just park the car up and walk down.
No, because I thought he'd like binned it or done something or it broken down. So I just thought, well, I'll just fucking hook it round at this sort of intersection at the top of the double dual carriageway.
And you are completely right. It is an EJ.
There we go. And
95 to 2000.
All of a sudden, black BMW rolls up behind me like a E92, and I'm like,
damn, it's the police.
Fucking game over, innit? And then with that, it says, woo! Oh, fuck. So I pull over, and he's like, all right, it's, can I have your name? I was like, yeah, it's Mr. Reg. And he's like, all right. He's like, is this your car? I was like, no, it's not. Is you insured to be on it? I was like, yep. And he's like, whose car is it? I was like, it's Mr. Rendell's. He's like, if you like to turn around and follow me, we'll go and have a little chat with Mr. Rendell. I was like, oh, no. I come down. Rendell's like, steps off the pavement. He's like, yeah, that's my car as well. And I'm like, oh, my fucking God. I'm just like, it's over, mate. It's over. I was just thinking, racking up the points in my head. I'm like, speeding. Rotten arches, no MOT, no tax,
insurance, no
MOT.
I'm like, it's fucked. Like, it is just over for me, and it's over for him. Anyway, Rendell's laying on the charm thick. He's like, wow, you know, we just thought we'd take him out for a little spin. And I'm there like, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I've made a fudgy.
I did a fuck up.
I've done a bad. I'm really sorry. Anyway, they separate us because they do that. I don't know how to go sit in the car with mate. Rendell went and sat in the car the other one. I'm there just like, look, mate, I've stupid. And he just starts going around the fucking car while I'm sat in there. And he comes back. He's like, look, I've totaled up 15 points on your license. I'm like, fuck. And he says, come out, we'll have a chat. Rendell stood there. Rendell's laughing. He's like, oh, fucking hell, what a day. And I'm like, what day? He's like, both of my cars are going to fuck me in the ass. I was like, and me, you prick. Anyway,
He likes an event.
he's there trying to argue with the policeman that the duct tape covering the rust is okay. He's like, yeah, well, you don't know what's under it. And he's like, that's fine for an MOT. The fact that I know underneath that is nothing. Yeah. So, yeah, basically, what it boiled down to was I was looking at 15 points. He was looking at 15 points. Both of the cars were getting crushed. But
Best place for him.
there was one proviso. The proviso was that I could produce valid insurance and all of it would go away and it would be a section 59 for each of us. And I was like, this is all in, isn't it? You know, this is like shit or bust here. So anyway, I'm like, fuck. And he's like, right. And do you know what the funniest thing was? He was like, go park the cars in Tesco's car park. You can't move them until you produce the paperwork. And I was like, none of this makes any fucking sense.
They had fucking nothing, did they?
Rendell asked for the fucking video from the police car of both of his cars clocking a ton and then getting pulled over later. And he was like, no, you cannot. He's like, oh, what? It's like, that'd be well funny.
I can't believe you got clocked at a ton and got let off.
You didn't get it. The thing was,
now, you'd be raped.
The thing was, I think the policeman was playing chicken with me because he thought I was bullshitting.
Yeah.
He was like, you are 18. You do not have third-party insurance on anything.
No.
Like, because most 17, 18-year-olds, you don't get like...
Fuck me, no.
You don't get third-party on anyone
like
else's
Admiral,
car.
for instance.
No.
They don't get...
They're
You
like-
don't get third-party till you're like 29.
No. And I was like, no, I do. And he was like, they like went through their little system trying to find it. Couldn't find it. And I was like, no, it's
because you're on some
I was like,
weird
I swear to
fucking
God.
agricultural.
And I was like, I said to him, I'm on the NFU. You'll never, this is like some weird, shitty policy that you'll never be able to understand. Yeah, love God, fucking bless up NFU Mutual.
It's like a Trailer Parks Boy fucking scene.
It literally, I was like,
They're just coming down the road with the new cars, you know.
yeah, it literally. So I got back, said to the old man, he's like, yeah, definitely are. So I got my certificate of insurance and it said there in black and white, Reg is insured on any vehicle he wishes to drive with owner's consent, third-party coverage.
Took it down to the police. Hey,
Took it down to
yo,
the police
fuck you.
station, and they were like, all right, cool, go get your cars. I was like, yeah, both cars.
You'd
Jammy
never get
bastard.
away with that now.
Mate, the one I was driving, rotten as fuck, no, like, fuck all exhaust, straight through. It was no MOT, like, everything. It was one of those cars that just shouldn't be on the road.
Yeah.
Just really... Everything about it screamed, this should not be a valid motor vehicle at all. Yeah, so that was it. And it was just, yeah. So that was like saved by the NFU, came in clutch. Because I think if I'd have produced documents then, I'd have got the points. But because he thought I was bullshitting, he was like, you know what? Like, I'm just going to tack a load more points on there just to really fuck you over.
Yeah.
Because there's no way in hell at 18 you've got third-party coverage.
Nobody did back.
So-
Nobody did.
To the NFU, cheers.
Right, Scotty. Let's... Don't die. Let's go back to you. How the fuck did this all start? What? Like, how? Did you just set up a TikTok or Instagram one day and go, yeah, fuck that. Let's do it.
So I've been into cars basically when I grew up. I wasn't interested in vehicles at all, and the first car I got, it was just a bag of shit. And
what was it?
It was a Clio, Mark II Phase 1 Clio.
Nice.
I loved it to bits. It was a shit car, but
1.5 diesel?
No, 1.2 petrol.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. It was so shit, but like it was mine. I grew attached to it just because it was my car. And like when I first got it, I was like, oh, it's a fucking shit car. I wish I had something else. But then it turned into like mine. And I grew massively attached, but obviously with it being quite old, it kept breaking all the time. And I started to work on it. And now I don't have any like professional qualifications towards working on vehicles and stuff, but I learned through,
YouTube certified.
Yeah, I didn't have any money to take it to the garage, so I fixed it myself. And 2020, got my first Volvo. And towards the end of 2020, I got TikTok. And of course, I wanted to find content that I enjoyed, so I started looking up like Volvo stuff and things like that. And I seen what all the boys were doing in Sweden with them, and I was like, they're fucking mint, they're mental, welding the diffs up, drifting them and stuff. And so I started doing all that sort of stuff with mine, and I'd film some of it, and like I did the videos for fun. I wasn't trying to like get loads of followers and stuff like that. Like, I just thought, it's just a laugh.
Fuck, it'd be a laugh, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And what sort of flicked the switch in my head, start of 2022, like January sort of time, one day I'd bought my first diesel Volvo, and I'd seen all these daft videos of people like putting oil in them and stuff. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to try it with mine. And it was literally first week I bought my Volvo, like the diesel one at least.
New car.
Yeah, new car.
Let's put some 1040 in it.
Straight to Asda. Straight to the veg oil. I bought some veg oil, and I did this daft video, right? And I just filmed myself. I get the oil, I go to my car, and I pour the oil in, right? Thought nothing of it. I thought, some people might laugh. It got like 1 million views, and I was like, that was fucking easy. And I did that on like a really shit phone with like shit quality video, and it flicked a switch, and I was like, that was easy. I need to get a better phone. I need to get better quality video because we can build on this. Yeah, I can build on this. I can do this more. And within like a couple of weeks, I went and bought this phone here, brand new iPhone, and I just started filming stuff. And from then on, like everything that I did that was like ropey car shit, I would just film, put on, see what happened, and it just started going well and better, and people fucking loved it. And I was like, I'm not even doing anything like extreme to like what I normally do. I'm just filming like what's normal to me, and it just went well. And I was like, fuck. And obviously that sort of like, it was like a catalyst. Then I started doing more extreme stuff and buying ridiculous things.
And people fucking loved it.
And people loved it. And it's just spiraled out of control. Like, it's got to the point now where like everything I do in my life is towards like content creating. Everything. Literally everything. Everything I do, everything I work towards is like trying to build myself bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm working towards the point where it can be my career, essentially. Yeah. But that's kind of how it started, essentially, was just literally fucking around and filming it.
We know that.
I don't know if it's just men that work with their hands like us, or whether it's all blokes, because I don't speak for every bloke. But there is nothing I enjoy watching more than blokes just fuck-assing about.
Like, doing the same shit that we do.
Dicking about. Like, that's why when I stumbled across your content, and I was like, just got to get this bloke on. Just got to get him on. There's fucking no two ways about it.
There's an LT going down the road, stubbing fags out on the head, which is in the footwell.
Yeah, that's running. And there's no floor in this thing. And then you're just pouring oil in through. So I'm like, he's obviously filtering oil to make fuel. And then like you're just
an oil enthusiast.
Just dragging through. I'm just seeing this and I'm like, it just speaks to me on a level. It just speaks to me, man. I'm like, there is nothing I love more than just watching fucking redneck scumbags just getting up to absolute dangerous shit.
I think with my content, I've sort of like scratched the itch in the sort of shitbox scene, because most of the time when you see shitboxes, it's just like one clip from a person. But obviously I've carried it on and I've sort of made a personality out of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's sort of why it's done so well. Now, people do enjoy shit cars. My whole personality is just pure shit cars.
I fucking love a shit car.
I love a nail. I love a nail. They're just the best things in the world.
Yeah. Look at my driveway. It's all shit.
I love that fucking note. That note was 600 quid off Mule. And I mean, I didn't even beat the fuck out of it, but I drove it on the fucking line. And it's because it's Japanese.
My work
and it's a small engine.
I've drove that on the fucking line, allegedly, every single day for the last 2.5 years.
They just
hasn't
don't
missed
care.
a beat. It's not started once.
You get a fucking German car, or you get a Land Rover or anything like that, and drive that on the fucking line. It'll last a month.
Shite.
Whoa!
It will last.
If the badge is green, there's going to be problems.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
My B5
Green Oval of Doom.
was fine, flat out, until I tried to tow something with it, and the gearbox blew up.
The tale is old
My
as
B6,
time.
the clutches have shut themselves. So I apologise for the harsh drive earlier, but it is what it is. That's why it's going into We Buy Any Car.
Quick work round the car park and she'll be fucking done. So tell us about the oil, man. Like, everyone wants to know, because obviously we've spoken about it off the show, but everybody wants to know. You are like you're the biggest oil refiner in the north. Like, BP are quaking in their boots.
Your man's taking over here.
When I'm looking at the price of oil, I'm looking at Brent crude, I'm looking at Chicago crude,
Scotty
Fairno crude.
So it's sort of just a case of like, the more you fuck around, the more you find out. And like,
sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Yeah, exactly.
It can work in your favor.
I have. It's been a long journey of like trial and error. Essentially, I have fucked up so many times, and I've sort of like perfected it now. I'm quite happy with like what I use. But
your mix,
yeah, the mix. But essentially, it started out. I first got my like diesel Volvo, and I knew you could run it on veg oil and stuff. And at the time, veg oil was cheaper than diesel. It was like half the price. And so it was justifiable to go to the shop, bring your fucking trolley full of veg oil, and just fill your car with that. On me. But I think, what was it? Like, I can't remember when it was, when the Ukraine war kicked off. But Ukraine was like the biggest supplier of like seed oils and stuff to like the entire of Europe.
It's the bread basket of the world.
Yeah. So because of that, seed oil prices went through the roof. And obviously because of the fuel crisis and stuff, you had numbnuts getting filmed going to like Tesco and stuff, literally filling their basket full of oil and then pouring it into their cars. Now, I was doing that before these people, and you had all these people doing it, and obviously media catches on, seed oil companies catch on, and they're like, right, ram the prices up. Fucking put the prices up because people are buying us out, and we're not profiting from it.
Yeah.
So eventually it became unsustainable to go to the
Carry
shop
on
and
with
buy
that.
oil. Yeah. And I was like, right, I need to figure something else out. And I was like, oh, I'll just go to takeaways and I'll get waste oil. So it started out, not even joking, all I would have was literally a bucket with a sieve with like a cloth in. And I was producing maybe 10 litres at a time and using that. And obviously, like, I'd produce 10 litres, put it in a jug, 10 litres, put it in a jug. And I was like, yeah, this is good, but like, it's not sustainable. It's taking too long. You know, you're producing only small batches and stuff. And that's when I sort of like ramped up my productions. And I got like, I was like, right, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it properly. So I got like a big, you know, IBC tank.
10-litre bucket.
Yeah.
Right.
10
Next
litres,
step, IBC.
1,000 litres. And then I was filtering like thousands of litres at a time. And I discovered this guy on TikTok called Anthony Cook. And he was the first I'd seen it before, but I didn't really look into it too much. But this Anthony Cook guy, he was religious to using waste engine oil as fuel. And I was like, fuck, that can't be good. And I was
That's
watching
a brave move.
Yeah. And so I was watching all these videos on him and stuff. And I thought, like, he is religious to this. And so I reached out to him. He actually followed me before I even like knew about it. Like, for perspective, right? I was on like 50,000 followers. He was on like 400K. And when I found his account ages before, I copied his technique. And then like 2 months later, I found his account again, but it said follow back. I was like, no way, he fucking follows me. So I followed him back and I reached out to him. And he was like, oh yeah, like I seen you were making the fuel as well. And it was similar to mine. I was like, mate, like I copied you. and he was like, oh, no way. Like, but he does it for education. He doesn't do it as like, he doesn't do it as copyright. He does it
His everyday driver.
He does
like.
it to teach people. And he said he was happy to see that I was doing this technique.
Yeah.
And so I learned a lot off him. And then I started using waste engine oil. And it's got to the point now where I've basically created a quote unquote refinery for filtering oil and mixing it to run the vehicles on. And allegedly. No, there's laws and stuff in place, and I am currently not breaking the law. So it's not allegedly.
You are doing
There's
this.
specifics. You have to word it a certain way.
Right.
If you use waste engine oil, it's a fuel additive. It's not fuel. It's a fuel additive. It's to lubricate the fuel. I don't.
Right.
The details are very boring, but long story short, if you use waste engine oil as a fuel additive, it's perfectly legal.
Imagine they cunts dipping your tank.
Oh, they wouldn't know what to say.
What the fuck?
Yeah. That is the exact reaction they would give because no one knows that you can use waste engine oil as fuel. It's not common knowledge.
Legally.
No, if it's a fuel additive, legally, but if it's fuel, illegal. I'm not.
Yeah, because you don't run a pure.
Wait.
What? Just move the claymore.
If I get the details are very boring. Basically, there's loads of laws against like you've got hydrocarbons and you've got seed oils, right?
Yeah.
Hydrocarbons you need to pay fuel duty on. Hydrocarbons include like petrol, diesel, engine oil, hydraulic oil, fucking like brake cleaner, brake fluid, anything like that. Seed oils is like natural oils, like veg oil, fucking rapeseed oil, blah, 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 blah. Hydrocarbons you need to pay fuel duty on. Seed oils you can use up to 2,500 litres per year without paying fuel duty. However, modern diesel doesn't have as much sulfur in, which doesn't lubricate as much. And older diesels require lubrication a lot more.
Yeah.
Now, in the law, it states you can use a fuel additive to lubricate your fuel pump. It doesn't like you
doesn't
can use
state what ratio.
You can use any sort of hydrocarbon as a fuel lubricant, and it also doesn't specify how much fuel lubricant you can put into your fuel. Now, I like to use waste engine oil as my fuel lubricant. It doesn't specify how much fuel how much additive
Your
I put
ratios?
in.
No.
So yeah,
Full tank plus 100 mil.
Yeah, I put a lot of engine oil in just to make sure that it's nice and lubricated.
The thing is, the old pump,
it's not a fuel.
No,
it's not a fuel.
the old pumps have to be lubricated,
Yeah.
otherwise they do shit themselves.
Yeah. But engine oil is just an additive.
Yeah.
Not a fuel.
Roger that.
So how much do you make at a time, roughly?
Depends.
Just fill it up and let it run.
I mean, at the minute, I'm making another batch, and like whenever I'm at my
Batch.
unit, like every time I go up, so every day I'll fill 150 liters.
Jesus.
It only takes like, I don't know, like 10 minutes to do that.
Really?
Because all I have to do is, every time I go up to my unit, the filter is empty. So I move the filter, I pump the 150 liters into my main tank, I put the filter back on, and I just pour loads of oil through, and then it fills it up again. And then that filter will take a while to clean out. Next day I come back, take the filter off, pump it into the tank, and I just do the same thing over and over again. Like every day I get like 150 liters, essentially.
You're making more fuel than you're going to use, surely.
No, I stockpile it, and then I just stop.
Oh, then you'll stop and just burn through it. So when you say there was a lot of trial and error that went into this, has there been times when you've gotten greedy, shall we say? And you've been like, you know what, that stuff at the bottom of the tank, we'll use that. And how does that go?
Badly.
I bet you're partial to changing a fuel filter.
Not just a fuel filter, an entire fuel tank.
That's the fucking sediment that must rest at the bottom of that.
I'm not going to delve into details on that story.
No, I wasn't prying.
Yeah.
No. I just know that, it's taken...
I have had to replace a fuel tank before, but that was out of my own stupidity. I shouldn't have done it. And
but you were just like, I just don't want to throw that bit away.
I was just greedy.
Fuck
I was
around
just
and find
greedy.
out.
Yeah, exactly. I just got greedy, and I shouldn't have done it. Like if I was careful, it wouldn't have happened. But yeah, it happened, and I've had to take the fuel tank off and stuff. But
have you managed to wank a diesel pump yet?
No.
What?
No.
That's impressive.
You should think like in my mind, it's like I don't know. You just think like it's oil. You cannot.
I work on Land Rovers every single fucking day, and if they get a hint of oil, if they get a hint of anything which is not diesel, it will shit themselves.
What, in mechanical pumps? Well,
Yeah,
it'll be common rail and stuff.
Common rail high pressure pumps.
Yeah. Common rail.
It's
I like
so
to think
sensitive.
of them. I like to think of them as like fussy children. Like you can't give them anything because like they'll just spit it out.
Yeah,
and they'll just spit the dummy.
Literally,
That's what
if you
rail's
give them
like.
anything other than diesel, they'll shit themselves and wank all injectors.
Yeah, but if you get mechanical pump on an old diesel with like old injectors, it's like a fat guy that hasn't eaten for a week. It'll just have everything.
That's it. That HUD used to run on anything.
Who was it? Who was telling me? Someone told me they used to run their Discovery 300 TDI on hydraulic oil.
Oh yeah.
I
was at my unit one day, and I was doing like a clear out, and I have this big shelf, and it's full of like dispensable like liquids and stuff. And on the shelf, I had like engine oil, hydraulic oil, gearbox oil, brake cleaner, fucking what else? Paint thinners, fucking everything. And I thought, I've got a funny video idea. And so I got all these like different bottles and stuff. And I went to my recovery truck and I just took a video of pouring all of these different bottles into the fuel tank. So like everything, like you name it, I put it in. And then at the end of the video, I didn't actually put this in. I just put brake cleaner into it and then pretended I was putting it in. I got a Red Bull can and I filled it with brake cleaner and then I poured that in. And then I started it up and I put that as a video and it got like millions of views. And it will run on all of them.
Yeah.
Everything. Any flammable fluid, if you get the mixture right and you've got it, as long as it's like the same viscosity as diesel or more, it's fine. No problem.
More, you mean thicker?
Yeah, thicker. If it's less, then it'll burn the pumps out.
Yeah, it's not lubricating.
If it's more, you've got a threshold, and then if it's too thick, the fuel pump like the lifter pumps and stuff, they won't pick it up because it's just too thick to pick up.
Yeah.
So it just won't run properly.
Please don't run
And-
anything in common rail diesels.
Yeah, don't
Please.
common
None
rails
of
do not
this
do
is
this.
advice because
this is none of this is advice. Please seek professional help if you plan on running on oil.
Dirty diesel.
But do you want to
looking at
know?
you.
Do you want to know the funniest cure? If you put too thick oil in your fuel tank and your car's not running properly,
Putting it down with petrol.
petrol.
yeah, petrol. So I've went to the petrol station before because my recovery truck was bogging down, and of course it's a diesel car, right? You turn up the petrol pump, you put 5 liters of petrol in. They're like, "What the fuck is he doing?"
Does he know what he's got?
Yeah, does he know what he's fucking
I
driving?
just see you putting 5 litres of
And
petrol in, then
I
giving the
always-
car a good
Yeah.
shake.
I always laugh to the cashier. I'm like, you see that truck there? They're like, yeah,
It's a diesel.
That's a diesel. And they're like, you've just put petrol in. Yeah, I know. And then I drive off without saying anything.
Goodbye.
They're like, he's a fucking idiot.
See you back next week. Hello again.
Too thick again, Shag. Please swap petrol.
I suppose that is the whole idea. As long as it is combustible with a diesel, because
Yeah.
diesels, are, everyone always says, "Oh, diesel run on anything. Old diesel run on anything," but
It will.
but nobody ever does it.
Nobody does it, yeah.
Everyone just always fills it out. with white
Nobody
diesel.
tries it, yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, that old diesel there. Those old 300 TDIs, you could run them on old engine oil," but no one ever does it.
Yeah.
But you're the only cunt mad enough to be like, "Yeah, fuck it."
I'm not the only one, but I'm one of the only people to like post it as much.
Yeah.
Most
Publicise it.
people that do it, they just do it and they don't care.
Yeah.
But I'm the one that's like,
Hey,
yeah, look,
hey, idiots!
look at this,
Do this.
do this.
Fuck you, government, and your
Yeah.
taxes.
Again, don't run it in new diesels, please.
Yeah, don't.
How do you go? You just go to garages and be like, "Hey, I'll take your waste oil for free," and they're like, "Please,
Oh, they're happy.
have as
Yeah,
much as
I want
you
to say
want."
like Monster is charging something like 40p a litre to get rid of it. at the minute.
Well, to put it this way, like I'm sort of like infamous in my local village. And when I turn up to the garages and I'm like, "Oh, can I take all your waste oil?" They're like, "Oh, fucking oil man's here." So it's like it's not even like a chore. It's just like, "Oh, give them all the oil." Like, they just laugh because I know exactly what I'm doing with it.
But I suppose none of them have got vehicles old enough to do it themselves all the time, or the
not
willing.
really,
or
no. Well, most people just don't even try and risk it because they're like, "Oh, it'll break your car."
But if you got like what did you give for your Volvo? Like $1,000?
It was 1,700.
Was it as much as that? Wow, it's more than I thought.
Car prices are fucking hideous.
If you see it in person, I guarantee you will never see a Volvo of that age with as little rust. There is no rust on it at all. Not a spot of rust. It is the cleanest Volvo I have ever seen.
But still, even saying
Definitely.
that's like nearly a $2,000 car, and to be like, "Yeah, I'm just going to put this in it and hope it works." If it doesn't, well, like,
Yeah, but it's just the engine.
yeah, I suppose that's the bit. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, the engine's dead. The car's fucked."
You get the engine out in an hour.
yeah.
Hour.
Yeah.
Not a lot of electrics going on with it.
It's got 3 electrics to it. It's got the shut-off solenoid, the starter, and the glow plugs.
And that's it.
That's it.
No sensors.
sensor?
No
Well, I suppose,
sensors.
yeah,
No
if it's
sensors.
mechanical
No
pump,
sensors.
it's going to be fucking...
No sensors at all. Oh, there's a temperature sensor, but you don't need that.
No,
I
don't
did
need that where we're going.
I did that with an L series when we put a new... I bought an L series off of Joe Rendell again, actually. Fuck me, you're getting
No.
brought up in this episode a lot. Bought a wanked out L series Freelander, and it was shafted, so I was putting a new block in it. And when I put the new block in, all the sensors were the same plugs, but they were different colours. And I didn't know where any of... I thought I knew where they went. So I put like the oil in the water in the air, and the air in the oil. And it still ran absolutely perfectly. Like, none of
No, I
it
don't
made
give a shit.
any sense.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what's the point? I think it was all just for lights. Like,
Yeah.
if you overheated it, the oil light would come on.
Oh, fuck, low on oil. Check the oil.
Yeah.
Why is there steam coming out the coolant?
Literally, that's all I think it was there for. But yeah, it's fucking... I fucking...
The temperature gauge doesn't work on my Volvo.
no.
It just goes where it wants. Like, you're cold starting and it's at temperature. And then, like, when it's at temperature, it's like on fucking cold. And you're like, yeah, fair one. I'm not even going to look at you.
I think the polarities might be the wrong way around there, Shaq.
Yeah.
Slightly Swedish.
Negatives on the positive and the positives on the negative.
That's it. One other thing I wanted to ask you about, I would call it the plastic pig, but it's not really. Well, I guess it kind of is. But plastic pigs were the Reliance. But the fire engine.
Right.
What's the story, man? What I obviously seen that what your plans are with it and what you want to do with it, but where the fuck did this come from?
Right. So basically, about a year ago from now, I became friends with this guy who's got like a private collection of fire engines.
Right.
And he mentioned to me just briefly that one of his fire engines, there was a fundraiser on to take it across to Ukraine because the war had like sort of just kicked off. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty good idea, blah, blah, blah. And I thought nothing of it. And one day I went back to his, and the journalist that was going to be taking the fire engine across, he happened to be there. And so I started chatting to him and stuff and talking about going across to Ukraine. And I said to him, I was like, oh, is anyone going with you? And he was like, nah, nobody's coming. I was like, oh, well, how about if I help you raise the funds, you let me come with you? And he was like, yeah, fuck it. And I was like, all right.
Let's go.
So, like, I'm not in the mental capability of like coordinating and organizing some bullshit like that.
Some bullshit.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's not bullshit completely.
No, I know what you mean, but it's like all that fucking paperwork
I fucking have no
you need to have
visas and export licenses.
I have fucking no clue about that shit.
I just want to fucking drive.
Yeah, I like driving, and
the moment you hit the continent, who cares if you ever got a ticket?
Yeah,
flat to the fucking map.
Exactly. And so yeah, I spoke to him, and he was like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's do it." And so I started posting like loads of shit about it and stuff. And it went really well. Like at the time when I spoke to him, it was only on like $1,000 of like fundraising, and we smashed the target like a couple of weeks ago or something. So yeah, we're going to be driving the fire engine across the Ukraine, and I've had so much fucking hate because of like this fundraising. Like, yeah, genuinely. People, honestly, anything you can think of that people would try and pick it apart of, they've said it. Either some people saying that Ukraine are the bad people, some people saying that it's not going to help them, some people saying, why are you supporting war? I've got counter arguments for every single one of these. The funniest one, by far, someone commented, right, saying, where were you when Iraq got invaded? Where were you when Syria got invaded? And do you know what my reply was? I was in school.
Like, the thing is,
where we're fucking, it's the first time I've ever got involved on something like this. Like, I'm not being picky. It's just by chance that I've got involved on it. And they were like, where were you when fucking Iraq happened? And that.
People are
I was like, mate, I was in fucking school learning fucking maths and English.
Now I have the ability to help out.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm old enough to do these things, you know, so it's the first thing that's came up. I might as well do it. Like, if something else happens, I'll probably go and help them. Another one was, it was saying that, they're not even going to need the fire engine. You know, it's going to be pointless sending it across. Now, the journalist I'm going across with, he's been to Kiev, like the capital, 5 times.
Yeah.
He's went right at the front line. He's seen it firsthand, and he knows how desperate they are for emergency any vehicles, really.
Yeah. I've seen it. They're literally kitting out like anything.
Yeah. Emergency vehicles obviously are a fucking bonus, especially a fire engine with working pumps and everything, you know. And now another thing that people said, they said, why are you supporting a war? I don't necessarily think that's 100% true. Obviously, it's not completely like anti-war, but, right, I'm sending a fire engine. Right?
Humanitarian.
You're
is
not
what
sending
that
a
is.
tank.
Now, that fire engine, I know exactly what it's going to get used for. If civilians get bombed and their house is on fire, that's what's going to go and help them. I'm not sending guns. I'm not sending rockets or bombs. I'm sending something that is going to save civilians, not fucking fighting people.
No.
It's literally, and you can't send that to the front line because have you seen it? It's fucking bright orange. It'll get blown up straight away.
Oh, no, not with a
People have
Russian
been
tanks.
saying,
Have you seen those?
People have been saying, though, they're like, oh, like, you know, how do you not know that it's going to go at the front line? I'm like, how, man? It's pretty fucking obvious. It's a fucking bright orange fire engine. Like, come on. You can't combat fucking frontline. And anyways, if you're in a... when have you ever seen in, like, Call of Duty and fucking war films, right? A fucking fire, Nino. Oh, hit the fire brigades here. It's all right. Mate, no chance. Boom! Fucking blown up.
Do not give away our position.
Aye, no, fucking no chance.
The Russian
chance.
tanks can't hit anything anyway.
Aye, well, there you go. But yeah, so that's sort of the story behind it. It's kind of chance that I've got to do this sort of thing. But yeah,
That's going to be a fucking awesome trip.
Oh
mate.
yeah.
What is it? What is the fire engine?
It's a 1997 ERF.
Dennis?
No, ERF. Built in Buckinghamshire. It's I don't really know too much about it, but obviously it's got pumps. It's got like the fucking water pipes and stuff like that. Fully equipped.
It's like fit the baby.
It is ready to go. Low mileage. There is nothing wrong with it. Obviously it's a bit old, but they're not going to be fucking fussy.
No.
But we're going across 22nd next month, May.
Oh shit!
So less than a month.
How long is it going to take to get there?
4 days.
That's not bad.
So
Many moons.
it's not that bad. We drive from where we are to North Shields. We get the ferry from North Shields to Amsterdam. Drive through Germany, through Poland, and then into Ukraine. When I get to Ukraine, we're dropping it off in Lviv to a charity. And then me and the journalist, we're going to go into Kiev, the capital, for like 2 or 3 days, and just like go and speak to people and stuff. Now, so many people have said, "Oh, you're going to the capital? You're fucking stupid." The capital right now is like back to normality. It's just like a normal city.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like there's not that much fighting going on at the capital. It's like further east.
They pushed him back.
Yeah,
haven't they? Yeah.
aye. So. I mean, obviously, it's a risk because you're going into a war zone. But I'm not concerned for my life or anything. I wouldn't go if I was like worried
If you
about
had any
going.
doubts or whatever, it's not something you'd be doing.
I wouldn't go. But knowing my luck, the siege of Kiev is going to happen when I go, and they're going to have to like I'm going to be handed a Kalashnikov.
I'm going to say you'll get an armor thrust into your hand.
They'll be like, "There's a Kalashnikov. There you go." Well, at least we know I'm a good shot.
No, that's
very fucking true.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't even fucking. Well, I'll let the listeners know. We went shooting today, and I was speaking to Scotty before we got going. I was like, "You do much shooting?" I was like, "Oh, I've got a side by side," and I was like, "All right, yeah," thinking like done a bit of shooting, whatever. And I was like, "Well, here's my Bettonzolly. That's the spare gun I've got. I got my Synergy. The wife shooting the pump action." Fuck me, if this thing cunt in it every fucking clay today showed me, I was like, "Fuck off back to Newcastle." and then we're like, "Oh, this lovely chap. Actually, I'll give him a shout out if I can find his card."
I've got his card.
Have you got his card?
Yeah,
Yeah, give him a
I've got
shout
his
out
card.
because he was sound as fuck. I don't know. I've done with mine.
It's Mendip Field Sports. That's his website as well. Jonathan McLeod.
There you go. It's a massive
At
shout out.
Mendip Shooting Grounds.
Yeah,
If you want to do some archery down this way.
and axe throwing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
axe throwing. And they do air rifle shooting as well.
yeah.
And they do anything else on that bit?
General fuck assing about was what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do shotgun shooting as
Oh
well.
yeah. Oh
there.
god. Yeah.
He is a fantastic shooter. When we went out for our Christmas do at work, he was the one who took us round,
Oh really?
and fantastic. That he took out a 5.25. That's why I want one.
Oh, I see.
And with him behind me, that is why I shot so well.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Fantastic shooter.
If you want to do some archery, some axe throwing, some air rifle shooting, he is the man.
The man.
So we get these bows. I have a go on this fucking longbow, and I'm like, oh, little recurve. No, not longbow. It was a recurve, and I was like, oh, fucking got
Quite nice, actually.
got a bit of a flavour for this. Might get into doing some bow shooting. Or bow, is that what you call it?
Archery.
But I'll do some,
Archery.
do
I've got to do some bow shooting,
Archery,
mate.
I'm gonna do
yeah.
some
You know.
bow shooting.
All right, John got a new motor.
And I was like, oh, I got it on the target 3 times. This fucking prick gets not only to get handed the same bow, he shoots at the target, double the distance, and
Slap, bang.
you could not have been more fucking centre in that target if you'd have tried. I was like, for fuck's sake, I hand you a gun that nobody likes to shoot with. You hit every clay, and then you're like, oh, I'll have a go with the same bow as Ray to shoot with, and hit the fucking target twice the farther away his way, and hit it dead fucking centre.
I understand why everyone hates the Bettonzolly. I understand that now.
I don't know what it is. Mule loves it. I just cannot fucking shoot. I can't get on with it. I don't like it. If anyone wants to buy it,
That shotgun I use.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it, me.
I can't see through
Yeah,
the
it's
sights
alright.
properly.
No,
'cause
I don't aim down the
wrong-handed.
sights. I just
If anyone wants to buy a Bettinzolly, I don't know what it
shoots
is.
both
Don't know if
barrels
it's-
at the same time.
That's because you will have an itchy trigger finger.
No
I think you were just going.
bullshit. That fired it both at the same time.
Never did it for me.
If anyone, yeah, no. Ryan made a good point. Shout out Ryan Murphy again. I
Nah,
think he-
fuck him. He's wrong. He's fucking wrong. Like that. It was
nobody
both at the same time.
has ever had that problem but you. That's
It was
all I say.
both at the same time.
Okay, I'll
Right.
take it out next time.
I was shooting that gun as well, and I never had that problem.
Right, if anyone wants to buy a Bettinzolly, I don't actually know what
Don't
it is.
buy
I don't
it.
know if it's a Diamond Deluxe or a Diamond Pigeon or a Pigeon
It's
Deluxe.
a piece of
or-
shit. I'll tell you that.
If you never do much shooting, then buy it because you will do good. Because I did good.
You did fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think there's
never go and shoot. Don't go shooting with Scotty. All right, that's
yeah,
a little.
he will
'Cause
put
I'll
you to
show you
shame.
up.
yeah. There's all the boys there.
What? I said it as a joke before we did the archery. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to show anyone up."
Yeah, yeah.
Literally.
Son of a bitch.
That has boosted my ego so much.
Mate, I can't do a damn thing in this earth.
Did you see the grin on my face for like half an hour straight afterwards? I was like, "Wait, I'm the man."
So
Oh,
come
you
to,
fucking beta
come to
males.
Scotty's TikTok later on is archery.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, you got anything more to add, Marlon?
Yeah, I do.
You
I
do? Sorry, I was thinking about
have
squaring off. My contacts are stinging, bruv.
a little story from a Mr. Alex Palmer.
Oh, go on.
So, he was on the way back from somewhere earlier, and he messaged me saying, "I've just had an experience that sums up the doghouse more than anything." I was like, "Shag, come on, I need some more." Coming back on the Minehead Road after doing some rough shooting on Exmoor, some lupo shoots past me with
Oh my
the
god.
Back Road Bandit sticker on the back.
Back row bandit.
I then notice a doghouse logo in the corner, and it all makes sense. Car boot is full of pillows and duvets as he's clearly on the way back from Butlins. Follow him for about 2 miles. By then, he's gone through 4 rollies that have gone straight out the window and almost done my bonnet scoop on the Hilux. As I go past him, taking a right on the roundabout, I've dropped the window. I've got my purple pits on.
No.
He's got a fag in his other mouth and giving it the fuck reg. But to top it all off, he's got a cowboy hat on.
For fuck's sake. What have we done? What have we
He
created?
said, "How does it feel knowing you have created moments like this on roads all over the UK?"
Honestly.
I've seen that car before. Someone has sent me a picture of that Lupo.
Yes, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but I've seen it before. Seen it
also,
I've seen it straight.
he needs the address to send the bill for the new air filter. If anyone can hook that up.
Oh man. Oh, I think we're getting somewhere handy. Massive shout out to Wales Rugby Club. The boys down there won the semi-final down at Helston today for the National Cup. Finals next week at Saracen Stadium in London. Yeah. So fucking well done, boys. Proud of you.
Well done, lads.
Well done, boys. Big up Wales RFC.
Yeah. One more
thing.
huge shout out to Josh for sending them some incredible etched glasses.
Oh yeah, we got some fucking glasses sent to us. We feel proper
Yeah.
now. Yeah. Right. Thank you, JR Tree and Landscape Services for the fucking cider, you champion. And finally, of course, as always, massive fucking shout out to the sponsor of this episode, Juicy Agri. Don't buy his merch.
Don't buy merch.
Don't buy his merch. He wants just a share.
If
Just
you buy his merch, you may die.
you may. It may be made out of asbestos.
You might be drowned in oil.
It may be. You may, if it's like that scene from what is it? Fast and Furious 2? Too Fast, Too Furious?
I was thinking more like Terminator, where you like
No, that's
just,
in
like,
the first
goes into,
one.
like the metal.
Oh yeah.
When
Is it-
Johnny Chan.
Yeah, Johnny Chan.
Yeah.
Get some 10 weight. Yeah.
What's this missing?
I don't know where we're going with this ad read, if I'm honest. But yeah, no, just don't buy Juicy's merch. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. But do look him up on Instagram, Juicy Agri.
If you buy his merch, you may become deformed.
it may contain carcinogens. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. He's just too busy. He can't be dealing with it. So it would be really funny.
Yeah, fuck you and your merch.
Yeah, it'd be really funny if you did buy some and make his life difficult because he's paid us to do this. So it'd just be funny to make his life harder.
Big prank. Buy his merch as a prank.
Yeah, well, what a prank.
When this comes out, check the story. I will put up a thing. I will put up the message that he sent me saying, do not promote the merch.
That's what we spent the whole episode saying. Yeah, Juicy Agri on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Sweet. Thank you. Rate us 5 stars on Instagram. Apple Podcast. I'm fucking tired, boys. My eyes are stinging.
Anchor, Apple Podcast. No one cares, Reg.
Yeah. I don't know. Just the one thing that keeps the show going. Marlon is 500 subscribers. Need a plaque.
Yeah. And remember, YouTube.
Yeah. Scotty, mate, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Thanks for
I know
coming
it's been a fucking trek down.
It is an absolute pleasure.
No, it's been
really appreciate it.
Cracking day, cracking episode. We really appreciate you.
My shoulder still hurts.
Yeah. Been a wonderful day. We'll have to have you back on if you fancy it. Yeah, right. And that's the end.
No.
Until next week.
Yay!
I've been Reg.
I've been Marlon.
What?
You've been Scotty.
I've been Scotty.
That is so good. I've never read Gemma Marlon. What?